Hi everybody, and welcome to a brand new episode of Video Game Dad, the show that's a centenarian. I'm the VG Dad, and this of course is the VG Kid. It's been nearly 2 years since we recorded our first video. We've both grown a lot, both in the literal sense and just as performers. I was awkward, uncomfortable in front of the camera, and a bit of a spaz. Plus my hair looked stupid. I'm still all of those things, except my hair looks fabulous. But now I'm slightly older. And now, here we are, getting ready to play our 100th game together. Well, I guess technically it's 99, because we did split that one episode in two. Actually, I guess it's only 98, because there was one episode with VG Mom. But that's besides the point. Today, we are celebrating a major milestone, and you know me, I love to celebrate numbers. So to mark the occasion, we are going all the way back to episode 1, but with a twist. Things are gonna get weird as we play
Link to the Past Randomizer.
That's right, we are playing The Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past Randomized. Are you ready to get started? Alrighty then.
That's my weird okay.
All aboard the hype train, that's 100 episodes of VG Dad. And we're playing this game again, but this time it's kinda crazy. Oh yeah. Gotta go with that classic VG Dad of starting the video with singing.
Something.
Oh, let's hear what you've got to say. Let's hear some VG Kid wisdom.
Bad news, guys. I have a really big bump on my foot, and it hurts really bad when I walk.
Yeah, she does. Poor kid. Well, hey guys, as you may have noticed, this is not Link to the Past, as you may be familiar with it. Unless you're from Japan, in which case this is exactly what it may look like. But this is Link to the Past Randomized, because I thought this would be a really great way to celebrate our 100th episode by revisiting our first episode, but with a twist. So as you guys can see, we got started a little bit already.
Hi cat lovers, hi dog lovers, hi snake lovers.
Well, as you can see, we got started a little bit already, and naturally we are named Cat, because Cat. So I'll tell you what I did. Because this was the first episode that we played, I did go ahead and get started and just kind of charge through the first kind of mini dungeon, which is the underneath the castle bit, and I got the first few treasures. You didn't miss a lot. Here's a really quick highlight reel of all the treasures that I got. So some good stuff, mostly stuff, and some keys.
And some stuff.
So yeah, here we go, guys. We're playing Link to the Past Randomized. This is gonna be fun. Basically, what Link to the Past Randomized is it takes it's a ROM hack of the normal Link to the Past. But it's a ROM hack of the Japanese version, just because that's what most of the speedrunners use, apparently, I think is what the logic was. But what it does is it shuffles all of the treasures, which is all of the things that are in treasure chests, and all of the... Oh, dang it, I don't have the boomerang. Ugh. Not having a boomerang is a bummer.
Here's the question of the day.
Oh, are we going to do a question of the day? I mean, we might as well start with the questions.
What's your favorite chocolate?
Let's not do this, because I don't think you get anything good out of this. I want to save my 100 groups. So yeah, that's the question of the day. What's your favorite chocolate? So anyway, Link to the Past Randomized, it shuffles all of the treasures, which is not just the treasures in treasure chests.
100th episode, woohoo!
Woohoo! It also shuffles things that you get from certain NPCs. Like there are certain big money things that you get. Well, this is just a heart piece. This is a heart piece normally, and it's also a heart piece this time. So
I remember me reviewing a game.
Oh yeah? You remember that? Yeah, let's talk about what's some of your favorite memories from doing VG Dad.
The Dumb Ways to Die game.
That's true. That was a game that you had wanted to play.
And I also like the one with the cats.
Yep.
I like the Garfield one.
Yeah, you did like that one.
Do you remember that, guys?
And another heart piece. This is normally where you pick up the mushroom.
If you didn't, you would not be watching this.
Yep. So this is normally where you pick up the mushroom, but this time it's a heart piece. Because Link to the Past Randomized. So yeah,
This is starting to get weird.
It's starting to get weird. It's gonna get weirder, honey. There are a few built-in contingencies to make it to where the game is not unplayable. Like, keys are still bound to the dungeons that you find them in, so a lot of the treasures in dungeons, they're not like heavily randomized, though you can find...
Is that an axe or an arrow?
Where do you see an axe or an arrow? Oh, that's an arrow for when you get the bow, to shoot arrows. So anyway, not only are we playing Link to the Past Randomized, but this is also a Q&A. Let's see, she has information, but it's all in Japanese, so I don't understand. That's nice, that's super nice. So we're gonna pop in here really quick, and then we're gonna...
I like a show that's Japanese.
That's true.
It's called Sailor Moon.
Yeah. So we're gonna pop in here really quick, and we're gonna... really 100% cool. It is. So we're gonna pop in here, because there's 4 treasure chests that we can get down here.
And there's 2 kitties in Sailor Moon. Luna and Artemis.
That's true.
Luna is purple.
Let's see.
Artemis is white.
Is that right?
Yeah.
You know Sailor Moon a lot better than I do. Let's see. I think this is the way to do this. Yeah, we got it.
It's a puzzle.
Oh, sick. Bombs. That's awesome. That's actually really good.
So...
Normally, what you get from...
So you can explode...
So you can explode walls. Normally, what you get from this treasure chest is these are all 20 rupees. And 10 arrows. All right. Groovy. So that's cool. I got some bombs, so we can go ahead and bomb this wall. So yeah, anyway, in addition to this just being our normal 100th episode, this is also a Q&A. So do you want to go ahead and get to the questions? All right, let's get to the questions. Our first question is from my buddy Magic Zenith. Oh, sweet, another heart piece.
If you could have any zoo animal guest on your videos, what would it be? Also, what's your favorite math problem?
Okay.
All right, my favorite math problem, 8 plus 2.
And what's the answer to 8 plus 2?
9.
You want to try that again?
Oh, wait. My favorite math problem, 8 plus 2.
And what's the answer to 8 plus 2?
10.
There we go. Okay, and what about the other part of that question? If you could have a zoo animal guest on one of our videos, what would it be?
A lion or a tiger?
A lion or a tiger. I'm sure nobody is surprised to know that it's a big cat. Okay, and so Zenith also had a question for me. My question is, what's your favorite crayon color? No, really, I'm curious. It's an adult question. Oh, sweet! Oh, dude! We just got a...
His favorite color is green.
That's true, my favorite color is green. We just got a really good pull. We got the Titans Mint. That's awesome. That is a great thing to get early in a randomizer. That is amazing! Okay, this is normally a bottle, and right now it is flippers. Dude, that's awesome. That is an amazing pull. I'm having really good luck.
Did you say flippers or slippers?
Flippers. I was kind of worried because the first couple of things I got, it was just 20 rupees, and I got the Moon Pearl, which was not a terrible thing to get, I guess.
What's the Moon Pearl?
The Moon Pearl? I'll show you what the Moon Pearl is. The Moon Pearl is this thing right down here. Towards the end, in like kind of the middle of the game, you'll actually go into the Dark World. And when you do, if you don't have the Moon Pearl, you turn into a bunny rabbit. But if you have the Moon Pearl, it actually prevents you from your form getting changed. So it's pretty cool. Alright, cool. Alright, this guy doesn't give you anything. Alright. Well, let's move on to our next question, shall we? Our next question comes from the channel True and Honest. It's my buddy JD McFly, the cool dude. The first question is, who would win in a fight between Michael Keaton Batman and Christian Bale Batman? You know, I think probably I would have to give it to Christian Bale Batman. He's a little bit more crazy, whereas Michael Keaton Batman is just like, I'm Michael Keaton. Spot on Michael Keaton impression, everybody. All right, now a question for VG Kid. You want to read your question?
VG Kid, what do you prefer, pancakes or cupcakes?
Oh, sweet.
I like cupcakes, especially the ones with the strawberries on top.
All right, good answer. Well, that was another pretty decent poll. Like, we just got, we paid 100 rupees and received 300 rupees, so...
What?
Not a bad pull. I kind of watched the first episode just to get a little bit of perspective, just kind of check, see how far we've come. And I gotta say, we've definitely grown and matured a lot as a channel. Like, for one thing, I've learned an awful lot. One of the most prominent things that I noticed is that I talked really fast in that first one, whereas like, I think I've kind of mellowed out and my speech has slowed down considerably. Okay, I gotta try and get this because, oh shoot, I totally blew this. I totally blew this.
Looks like?
Oh, it's just 100 rupees. Okay, well, I got it. So, bully for me. So let's move on. I've talked a little bit about our first episode and how we've grown and how please don't watch it because I'm loath to use the word cringe, but boy did it make me cringe. So anyway, let's move on to our next question. And we get 100 rupees. Our next question comes from the Button Masher Bros. You know these guys. I've talked about them a lot. They say 100 episode hype. And the question for me, has there ever been an episode you've had to toss out? What was the game? Why did it get tossed out? It's funny because I actually haven't had all of the episodes that we put up. Like that's all stuff that we've recorded. There's not been an episode that we've recorded it and it was just unsalvageable. Anytime, the worst that's really happened is that we'll have to re-record it, but there's never been anything that we've played it and then it's never ended up on the channel. I will say that we did have to re-record a number of our games. In fact, I'm pretty sure that Link to the Past was one of the first one. Like we had to re-record that just because I was very new to this and didn't really fully understand what I was doing. So I made a lot of mistakes, and a lot of our very early episodes, I ended up having to re-record. I know we did Load Runner, we re-recorded that one. There's been a few others off the top of my head. I know Paperboy was one that we had to re-record just because I was having issues with my controller. Like it started crapping out on me, so like halfway through the game, we just stopped being able to record because my controller stopped working, and that was fun. So like never, to really answer the question, no, there's never been an episode that we've tossed out, but there have been a few that we've had to re-record for various reasons, either technical issues or just not a good video. Like I can't think of any off the top of my head, but I know there's been a few where it was just like the commentary wasn't great, so I just decided to re-record it. Oh, you know what? In fact, now that I say that, our Tecmo Super Bowl episode, one of our very early ones, I got really frustrated. Oh crap, I'm not gonna be able to do this because I don't have a projectile weapon. Boo. I guess I'm gonna have to come back to that. Anyway, yeah, I was just like in a really sour mood because I was having some recording issues. And so I ended up actually re-recording it because like I looked back and I was like, man, this episode's pretty bad because I was in a bad mood and I gave it a poor review as a result. But yeah, we've never thrown out an episode to answer the question. So now, a question for VG Kid.
Okay, who's your favorite cat on television and movies and why?
Okay, so who's your favorite cat on television or movies?
Well...
Oh, crud, I died.
I like Garfield.
You like Garfield? Is Garfield really your favorite?
Yeah.
All right, I wouldn't have guessed that. But okay. And then they add at the Josh adds at the end of his comment, "Congrats, guys!" Thanks, Josh. I appreciate your support, man.
And
Josh, the Button Masher Bros have been like really supportive of the channel since the very early days, and they're just cool dudes.
And I have a favorite on movie.
Oh, okay. Who's your favorite cat movie? Oh my gosh, English. Who's your favorite cat in movies? There we go. That's the sentence I wanted.
Okay. In the movies, I like Marie from Aristocats.
That's a pretty good answer. I think I would agree with that. Marie's a pretty good cat. In fact, the Aristocats in general, that's a pretty good VG Kid movie, wouldn't you say? Because it's all about cats getting into their wacky adventures.
Yeah. And it makes me slip out of my socks.
It makes you slip out of your socks? I don't even know what that means. Because you're laughing so hard?
Yeah.
Oh, you
I laugh and
butt-dirt.
cry at the same time when I see it.
Those stinking crabs killed me again. Man. We're off to a...
You need like a bigger shield.
I do need a bigger shield. It's actually... You can get a bigger shield. That helps you protect words. Boy, I'm good at words right now. Alright. Oh, you know what? I forgot I've got the flippers, so I am being silly. I'm not used to having the flippers this early. That's the thing, is that, like, the fact that I've played this game so often, I'm so used to playing it a certain way. And, like, you don't really get the flippers until after you've done the second dungeon. Whereas in this version, we got the flippers as one of our very early treasure pulls, so, like, there's a lot more stuff I can do. That's normally a heart piece where that rupee is. Yeah. This question is from my buddy Alex Pleasant. He's a rad dude. He's also been very supportive. He hasn't been around as long as some of the other people, but that doesn't diminish his support in any way. He actually has a question for VG Mom. So she's not here right now, but I'm gonna ask her later and I'll splice it in right here. Okay, so I've got VG Mom here, and this is the one question that we got for her. What is your favorite thing?
My favorite thing? Like, not just my favorite game, my favorite thing?
That was the question. What is your favorite thing?
I should probably say you, shouldn't I?
Good enough for me. Alright, back to the game. Wasn't that a comical answer? Oh, that VG Mom. She sure does say those things.
What?
I don't know. I'm just playing for the camera.
What did she say?
I don't know. Because we haven't recorded it yet. You're breaking the fourth wall. Shh. Okay, so the next question is, for me, what is these... Alex, come on, man. What's the 18th SNES game that you've played? I have no idea, man. I don't know. Uniracers? I don't know, man. I mean, if you look at our channel, you can tell what the 18th SNES game we've played on the channel is. So, here's a link to that video. Alright, next question is for you, VG Kid. Good luck reading this. Just do your best.
Random word.
Alright,
why did you put a random word in here? I don't even know.
Okay, well, what he says, what's Ruoff Ixis Odnetnin spelled backwards? You want to know what he wrote when he spelled that?
What?
That says Nintendo 64. He's just being silly. Alex is a silly guy. So this is worth doing because this dude, when you talk to him, he normally gives you just a big hunk of rupees. Oh, maybe not. Maybe it's not this dude, but there's dudes like this kind of all around the map that, like, you talk to them and they're just like, hey, don't tell anybody I'm here because I'm a thief. Okay, bye. Yeah. Okay. But they're one of the treasures that get put into the random treasure pool, so that's worth knowing, I guess. Ow. Where does this warp take me? I don't know. This takes me over here, which is...
Next question.
Next question. This is not a terrible place to be. The next question is from my buddy Orion Beast. The first one's for you, so go ahead and read it.
Infinite sprinkles or infinite chocolate? I like sprinkles.
Really? You like sprinkles more than chocolate? That's actually... I'm kind of surprised by that answer, but okay.
Yeah.
There you go. Infinite sprinkles.
I like sprinkles on ice cream.
Yeah? You know, on the East Coast, they call those...
Is that good for you?
Yep. You know, on the East Coast, they call sprinkles jimmies. That's a real thing. So we're actually doing things out of order right now. This old man, he's actually taking us to where the third dungeon in the game is. And he will actually... He gives you the magic mirror normally. But this is just... I'm basically just doing this because this is another easy treasure to get. And it might be something good, or it might be 20 rupees, because... There's a lot of those in the pool, unfortunately. So yeah, we've got another question from Moraine. What's been the toughest episode not to swear in? You know, it's interesting you say that, because I've actually had a lot of practice in holding my tongue and not dropping mad F-bombs. Oh, he just gave me 50 rupees? Dadgum. All right. I mean, honestly, having kids has kind of trained me to like not have a sailor's mouth, which I'll be honest is definitely a problem. I mean, but there's definitely been I guess in kind of in spirit of the question, there's definitely been a few games that have really tried my patience. The one that immediately springs to mind, like I did do a little bit of preliminary kind of looking just to refresh my memory, but one of the games that really tried my patience was Ren and Stimpy Space Cadet Adventures. Holy crap, that game is so bad. It's so frustrating too. And like that's definitely one of the games that like really tested me and like was really like, oh, it definitely pushed me to the limit.
We've had a hard time with Yoshi's World.
That's true. We did. That was never like, we still have never been able to record that just because for whatever reason I can't get it to work on my computer. But it's Yoshi's Story. It's the Nintendo 64 one. I mean, that's kind of in the same spirit. That's definitely been a frustrating experience trying to get that game to work. Like, I can get it to work, but only sort of halfway, so it's not really playable. Yeah.
I read the questions.
Oh, you want to read? You want to read the questions? Well, you can answer too if you've got an answer to.
Mouse Music says, in which game is VG Kid better than VG Dad?
What do you think? What's been a game that you think you did better than me?
Well, I think I was better than you in one of the hardest games ever.
In one of the hardest games ever? What was that?
One of the games where there was 2-player.
Oh, are you talking about Contra?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would agree, actually. I mean, I don't know that I would necessarily say you were better than me, but you definitely surprised me with just how good you were at that game. And I think a lot of it just had to do with the fact that you kind of did the turtle method of just hiding in a corner and waiting for the bad guys to pass you by. But, I mean, whatever works, right, kid?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's normally a heart piece up there, but that's just another 50 rupees. And this is nothing, so I think we're actually pretty much done.
Next question.
We're pretty much done up here for now. I don't think there's anything else we can really get.
One line Derek says, biggest gaming letdown.
Biggest gaming letdown? That's a really good question. I don't know. See, for me, like, I don't get too wrapped up in the hype machine just because it's so easy to get your hopes dashed by something that's just not as good as you want it to be. Man, that's a really good question. Biggest gaming letdown. The only thing that really comes to mind is probably Duke Nukem Forever. Just because that was a game that was like so hugely hyped and like it was trapped in development hell for like 12, 13 years, some absurdly long time like that. And then when it finally came out, it was just kind of not very good. And then, you know, you go back and you play Duke Nukem 3D and it holds up really well. So it was just a world of disappointment for Duke Nukem Forever. So has there been any games that we've played that you were expecting to be really good, but they were kind of disappointing?
No.
Oh, sweet, a heart piece.
You were better than me in one of the Sonic games. One of the Sonic games was really, really hard.
Yeah.
I was only 5 years old.
Would you say that was probably your biggest gaming letdown, was one of the Sonic games? Did you expect it to be a lot better and then it wasn't?
Yeah.
I think I would agree with that. I think I know the one you're talking about too. It's probably the Game Gear one, right? Like I definitely remember that game being pretty frustrating, and then we played it and yep, it was pretty frustrating. Son of a gun! Speak of not swearing while I'm playing a game. Dang, man.
Fishing for Cookie asks.
Ow. Oh, Fishing for Cookie's awesome. She is really awesome and supportive of the channel, not only the YouTube channel, but also she has been in just about every stream that I've done. And Okay, so let's hear it. What does Fishing for Cookie ask us?
If you could have a cat with any color fur, what color cat would you want and what would you name it?
That definitely seems like a question for you. Sweet, another heart piece. And we got a full heart container. And 20 rupees. And 100 rupees. All right. Okay, go ahead. Answer the question.
I would have a cat that was rainbow, and I would name it, Color Blast.
You would have a cat that was rainbow and you would name it Color Blast.
Uh-huh.
All right then. I had every intention, like the reason that I started the game not just at the beginning is because I actually wanted to try and get to a dungeon and see how far we could get into it, but I've just been so busy picking up random treasures around the map and exploring that we haven't even really gotten to the dungeon at all. So I'm gonna try and get to the dungeon, but actually, really quick, there's actually one more treasure I can get right here that's on the way. Normally what you can do is you don't get the Titan's Mitt until the 4th dungeon, but what you can do is actually you can go in the Dark World and then just create a portal here, and then, oh, you need the Pegasus shoes, dang it, shoot. Okay, well, never mind that then. But that's normally where you get the magic cape, I think.
Secret door, secret door.
Alright, let's see what we have here. This is just a fairy who heals you. You are no use to me. I need not your healing, you silly fairy. I've got enough rupees to where I can go and buy what would normally be the flippers. I'm very curious to see what this is going to be. That was what I was trying to do before, and then stupid jerky crabs killed me. Darn jerky crabs. Yeah.
0 score.
Oh, sweet! Magic cape! Magic cape, guys! Magic cape!
How many cats is too many cats?
How many cats is too many cats? For me, too many cats is 3 cats. We have 2 cats, and they are rambunctious. They play with each other, they fight with each other. I think 3 is too many cats.
I say 100 is too many.
100 is too many cats, so you would have 99 cats, and then you'd be like, this is good. This is a good number. Is that how many cats you would have? You would have
100.
I don't actually have to do this. I can just swim. I am silly. All right. So you would have 99 cats, and then you would just be like, whoa, we can't have 100 cats. That's too many. Is that what you would do?
No.
Oh, okay. All right, we're going to pay 500 rupees and get... What are we going to get? Come on, King Zora. What are we going to get? Something good. Oh, yes! Oh, yes. That's really good.
Spit bomb.
Spit bomb. We got a bee in a jar. But what's cool is that we got a jar, which means we can now go talk to the bug catching kid and get whatever treasure he's holding on to. We've actually gotten, this is a really pretty good start, guys. We got the Titan's Mitt, we got flippers, we got a moon pearl, we got the magic cape.
Brit does whatever asks.
Britt does whatever is a very excellent lady. She makes some great content on YouTube, and she's just fun to follow on Twitter. All right, go ahead. Read the question, my dear.
Will you and VG Kid dance to Pen Pineapple Appleton?
Oh boy. All right.
What the?
We're gonna splice that in. We'll record that later, and we'll splice that in right here. Here we go. You can dance. Can you dance with me? Is that it? No, there's more. Okay.
So
Well, that was an experience. Back to the game then. Let's find out what the bug catching kid's gonna give us. He's gonna give us
Grace
10 arrows.
E.
Alright then.
Gamer.
Oh, that says Brazzle the Gamer.
Brazzle the Gamer asks, do you ever regret becoming a grown-up?
Do you ever regret becoming a grown-up? So Brazzle is another very excellent dude. Tony,
Interrupting me?
I'm sorry. Did you want to answer the question?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I guess VG Kid's gonna answer the question first.
No.
No,
I do not regret it.
you don't regret growing up?
No.
I'll tell you something. I never grew up. I'm still a kid at heart, and that's what really matters, right?
What the?
What the?
You're weird!
I'm weird. I'm weird. All right. So, to answer your question, Tony, no. I don't regret growing up. I'm happy with the adult I am and the life I've made for myself. Let's hear your next question.
Twins Play John asks,
Yeah, Twins Play. Oh man, these guys are awesome. They're a pair of twins that do Let's Plays, and they're awesome. All right, let's hear the question.
a train is heading west at 30 miles per hour, and a man on a bike is falling down a hill at 5 miles per hour. What are your favorite candies?
So that was a very misleading question, wasn't it? Why don't you scoot a little bit closer to the microphone? That was a silly, misleading question. John, how very dare you trick me with math? You blackguard. Okay, so the actual question was that last part there. What are your favorite candies? I think you can go ahead and answer first.
I like Sour Patch Kids.
Yeah. Ooh, you know what? I like Sour Patch Kids too, but if I'm not in the mood for a sour candy, I like either Twix or...
And if I'm not in the mood for sour candy, I just like chocolate with peanut butter in the middle.
Oh, so you like peanut butter cups? Yeah, if I'm not really in the mood for a sour candy, I will usually do Twix or maybe Hershey's Cookies and Cream.
I have Twix in my basket of
That's
candy.
true. Yep, we're actually recording this the day after Halloween, so we've got a whole bunch of candy. But yeah, I would say my favorite candy is definitely Sour Patch Kids, and then either Twix or Hershey's Cookies and Cream or Snickers. I mean, I'm honestly not very picky about candy, to be 100% frank with you guys. I like candy. I like candy. All right, what are we gonna get? Hey, the boss key. That's awesome. So we could just go charge right into the boss room now. That's really super handy. All right.
Next question.
Next question. Let's hear the next question. I believe that this is our last question. So
Alvis Gaming.
Alavas Gaming. Try that one.
Alavas Gaming.
One more time.
Being a dad of the internet, is it hard to keep track of all the birthdays?
Oh man, let me tell you about how hard it is to keep track of birthdays. I don't even know whose birthday it is right now. Is it your birthday? If it's your birthday, happy birthday. And if it's not, have a very merry unbirthday. How does that work for you guys? Boom, roasted. Hey, bombs, that's great. So I do want to talk a little...
Looks like a T on a block.
What does that look like?
A T on a block.
It does look like a T on a block. So I do want to say just really quick, the reason that I decided...
Can I take a picture of this game?
You want to take a picture of the game? All right, cool. You go ahead.
Picture of your best, silliest face ever.
Best silliest face ever? All right. Hey, bombs in a big chest. That's helpful. Did you take the picture?
Yeah.
All right. Ouch. Now why don't you take a really silly picture of yourself? So yeah. What's really cool about this randomizer is that, like I've talked about it a little bit, that it basically made it so that you can't trap yourself. And there, like, a lot of time and effort went into making sure that the game was not going to be broken when it shuffles all the treasures around. And so, like, one of the things that they did is he bound all the keys and all the maps and the compasses to the dungeons where you actually find them. So sometimes, like, it does make a certain dungeon, it'll mostly just be the treasures that you find in that dungeon that are shuffled. Now she's just going through my camera roll.
Haley the kitty. Haley the kitty.
Well, this is already a super long episode. I knew that it was going to be pretty long just because there were a lot of questions to get through. But oh no, they're sucking my magic. Now I gotta bop on that right there. This is normally where you get the big. That's a picture of me and mommy. That's normally where you get the big key, but since this is random, it's a map. I'll put a link to it in the description so you guys can check it out. Like, if you've somehow not heard of this already before and tried it for yourself, like, definitely check it out, especially if you're somebody who's played this game like me, who's played this game a lot and are just intimately familiar with all the treasure locations, because that's the thing. If you play this game and you don't know where, like, all the different treasures, like all the rupees and all the other random stuff you find on the overworld are, it's pretty hard if you don't know where to look. And so it can make parts of this game really frustrating to play. But I love Link to the Past. In fact, I never get tired of it. I think that might be where you find the map, actually. Link to the Past is by a wide margin my favorite game. Not just on the Super Nintendo, just in general. I just freaking love this game. So, like, I've played it. It was the first game that we played. And I actually played it on stream not too long ago. So this is like, it's only been like maybe a month or two since I played this game. And, you know, I played it the proper way, but, like, it was basically, I played this, and then I played Axiom Verge, and then I was just like, how mad would you guys be if I just played Link to the Past again? And then somebody said that I should play the randomizer, and this was actually after I had already decided that we would do Link to the Past randomized for our 100th episode. Because like I said, I wanted to do something that celebrated us as a channel, and so I figured there was not really a better way to do that than to go back and look at the very first game that we played. I don't think we might not even be able to finish this dungeon, because I know for a fact you need to get the bow to get past the... Oh no, oh my gosh, he almost got me. He almost totally bopped me. You need the bow, which is the treasure in this dungeon. Like, you don't need it to beat the boss, but you need it to get into the boss's room, because there are these guardians like these guys, but they are the red ones, and they can only be defeated by bows, whereas these guys can be defeated by pots or the bow, or just if you hit them like a billion times. I didn't realize they were quite so hardy.
So we're doing some random stuff.
We're doing some
running
random
around and we're playing around.
Yep. And I think this might be where I get blocked off. Well, no, I can beat this dude. Let's see. I think it's the bottom one. Yeah, it's the bottom one. I rule. And then this is the top left. Yeah. Doing things. Making progress. Making bacon progress. Yep, this is where we are going to get stopped, because you need the arrow to defeat these dudes, and alas, I don't have the bow. So what I'm going to do, where can we go? So this is where the randomizer kind of gets tricky, is you have to really think about what you've got and what you can do with the items that you have. So, like, the fact that I have the Moon Pearl and the Titan's Mitt actually unlocks quite a lot for me, and the Cape does some too. But as it is, this episode is already almost an hour long. So I think we are going to go ahead and call it. Anything else? Anything you want to go out on before we get into the outro?
So, do you have a favorite stuffed animal?
Do you have a favorite stuffed animal? All right, is that our ending question of the day? Do you have a favorite stuffed animal? Do you have a favorite stuffed animal? Do you have a favorite stuffed animal, VG Kid?
Yeah.
Who's your favorite stuffed animal?
Nala.
Nala? Okay, cool. Yeah, we've got a stuffed Nala that it used to be Mommy's, but now it's yours. And I'll say, you know what? I've got a question of the day. What has been your favorite episode, and what's your favorite memory of VG Dad? Share it with us. I would love to hear it. But other than that, guys, we'll see you in the outro, and thank you very much for joining us for this extra long, extra special 100th episode. All right, so after a little bit of time with Link to the Past Randomized, what did you think?
It was goodish weird.
It was goodish weird? Okay, what did you like about it?
Everything!
Well, alright then. So what kind of rating do you want to give to this game?
5 mushrooms jumping on your head.
Okay. Look, you know I love this game. I've already said it's my favorite game ever, so anything I say is gonna have a hard bias. I can't acknowledge that it has flaws, but damn do I love it. More to the point, let's talk about the randomizer. It's a very cool program, and a lot of effort went into making sure the game was still enjoyable, and it's constantly being updated as people discover new problems. If you're a fan of this game and looking for a new way to experience it, I would highly recommend checking this out. Just be prepared to bang your head against the wall, as it will really test your knowledge and patience. Well guys, that is all the time that we have for this week. A big shout out and a big thanks to everybody who asked us questions. If they've got a channel, their links are down in the description. And an extra shout out to each and every one of you for watching our videos, chatting with me on Twitter, hanging out in streams, and just being awesome in general.
Thank you.
It has been an absolute pleasure to make these last 100 videos for you, and I look forward to so many more. Until next time, keep playing.
Bye.